Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Sorry it took me a minute to get in front of the camera there. I was grabbing a drink, and Carly got home before a board meeting, and I did not realize how long I was talking to her. What is going on, guys? Welcome back. We are back from Worlds, and I'm excited to be back here and chatting with you guys, telling you guys all the feel-bad stories that I have for you guys from Worlds. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I did have some bad luck, but that's okay. That's just how it goes sometimes. Steve, PM, thank you so much for the 3 months of Prime support. Hey, let's go. 3 months over on Twitch. Steve, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for being here and hanging out. Everybody who tuned in to watch the keynote, thank you guys for watching the keynote. That was a blast to be able to stream the keynote and just to be able to like share that experience with you guys was a ton of fun. So I'm glad that I'm glad we got to do that. I'm glad we you guys got to see that. So yeah, I know the quality probably wasn't the best because, you know, I was getting excited and shaking the mic with my hand and stuff like that. So, you know, but I am glad I got to do it. It was a lot of fun to do. All right, let's go. I'm going to try and get everybody here. Mello, Ian, Dirtle, Captain, Annabelle, Amy, Rose. Let's see. Damien, Fish, Dave, Pockets, Dot, Jacode, Trent, a Christian. Oh man, Martin. I'm trying to get everybody's name here. Billy Pistol, Pocus, Gavin, Bozen, Riku. I think I hit everybody. If I missed your name, I am so sorry. Please don't hate me. I promise it was not my intent. I tried to hit everybody that I could as I was going through. Yo, let's go. Martin with the 13 months of Prime support. So we got Dot with 4 months of Prime support. Thank you so much, Dot. And then we also got Martin with 13 months of Prime support. Martin, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yo, did we hit a hype train over on Twitch? That kind of stuff never happens. If you guys like the channel and you would like to use your Prime sub to help me out and to keep the Prime sub going or to keep the hype train going over on Twitch, I would greatly appreciate it. For the next 4 minutes, you can become a Prime subscriber over on Twitch and it will keep that hype train going. I would greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. Baron, Braun, what's going on, guys? Ben, I'll remember this the next time we play Monopoly. Oh boy, I missed Ben's name. That means he's gonna like. So I play Ben in fantasy this week, which means he's just gonna like drag me through the coals this week in fantasy. LSS did you dirty by stealing the chair. When I learned why they stole the chair, I felt a little bit better about why they did it because I understood what was going on. So that did make a little bit more sense to me after I found out about it. While we are hanging out, before I jump into story time, I'm gonna put up a poll for you guys to vote on so that we can talk about this. Hey, let's go. Trent with the 21 months at tier 1. Yo, Trent, thank you so much for the 21 months over on Twitch. I appreciate it, brother, at tier 1. Appreciate it. It means a ton. I have a poll for you guys to vote on, actually, while we are hanging out. So let me start this poll here before I forget. Let's see. Start a poll. What hero should we play first? Azalea or Fi? So Azalea and Fi, if you didn't notice, based off of the thumbnail, are the 2 heroes that I have for us to play tonight that we're gonna be playing. Let's see, new poll. And I'm gonna let you guys vote while I ramble on about story time, and we'll run this for 5 minutes over on Twitch. So I'm going to let you guys vote on what we should play while I ramble on about story time. And then after I'm done, we will play some games. I actually got to go to sleep. Job interview tomorrow, and I want to be well rested, but I hope you enjoy your games today. Azalea and Sage is awesome. Yo, Fish, thanks for coming by. Good luck at your job interview tomorrow. At least he'll battle harden. I didn't go against Prism. I mean, hey. You're right. You're right. That does not work. We should probably stick with Fang Gang. I do enjoy story time, Luke. It's a lot of fun just to hang out. God, I hope I get 5 for the London Calling. Oh, is the London Calling Sage? That would be cool. Hey, oh, that's right. They're doing those pre-con decks. The Magic Order. Thank you so much for the Prime sub over on Twitch. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hang on one second. Let me grab my codex journal and we'll start talking about world. You know, you guys would think that after being gone and like playing games all weekend and then not streaming yesterday, I would have had my Codex journal with me, prepared and ready to go for tonight's stream. But I was too busy talking. Oh my God, those slippers. Yo, I do. I 110% do. I have SpongeBob and Patrick slippers, courtesy of my wonderful wife who bought them for me. So yes, I do. I absolutely love these slippers. They are awesome. Mandated to vote Azalea out. The slippers are wild. Yo, y'all can miss me. The slippers are baller, dude. The slippers are baller, dude. I am a SpongeBob fanatic, and Carly knows her husband, to say the least. That is for sure. So our story starts on Thursday. I flew out Thursday morning, landed in Philly around 4:30, got checked into the hotel, got over to the venue. I think I got over to the venue about, I don't know, it was probably a little bit before 6 o'clock, I would say, 5:45, somewhere in that ballpark. Was able to socialize a little bit and hang out and talk to everybody for a little bit before I actually, I had to like set up for the stream and stuff like that. And then I was expecting, when I went to go stream the keynote, I was expecting them to have tables and chairs up front like they do for most of the events. So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to take a chair, I'm going to put my tripod in it, and it's not going to be a problem, and I'll get a good view. Well, they didn't have chairs where the stage was. It was just kind of off to the side, and so it was standing room only. Well, my tripod's not that tall. Like, it's designed to like film stuff on my table and stuff like that. Like, it's not very tall. And so I had to run over to a table, and somebody was kind enough to let me use one of the chairs they had. So, big shout out to the people that were kind enough to let me do that. So I grab the chair, I run back up front, I get everything set up, and I pull up my stream on my phone to see that 700 people are waiting. And I'm like, oh my God, I've never even come close to having 700 people watching my stream. We had we capped out at like 400 people when I was doing the like spoiler card and stuff. Well, I pulled up and it said 700 people waiting, and in my head I'm thinking, oh God, don't mess this up, there's so many people waiting to watch the stream, like the keynote, this is going to be awesome and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden I go live in vertical. I went live in a vertical format for the keynotes, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then like the whole chat. I'm trying to make sure the audio works. I'm trying to see how bad it looks. And the whole chat is like, oh my God, horizontal. Which, like, to be fair, I understand. But everybody was asking me to be in like horizontal mode. And I was like, shit. Like, God, I messed this up. This is stupid. Like, this looks ridiculous. And so I immediately messed up my stream. And once you go live on YouTube mobile, you cannot change the orientation of your stream after you went live. You have to do it beforehand. And so I knew this, but it came through wrong, and I was like, shit. So I had to recreate a new stream that was me going live in horizontal and then like post that up. So if you see two keynote streams, that's what happened. But yeah, streaming the keynote was a lot of fun. I know that LSS just had like a burden, like with getting all the stuff. Like, I don't know, I think Brian said it was logistics and some stuff like that. They just couldn't get all the equipment they needed to be able to stream the keynote and to be able to stream like all of the top 8 games and stuff like that. So, it was unfortunate, but it worked out pretty well for me to be able to do that. So, we take the small wins as they come in. And was able to stream this keynote. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Everybody who hung out means a lot. And then fast forward to Friday, in Worlds, in case anybody is not aware, I was playing Cinder and CC, and I was playing Aurora and LL. Well, let's start with our first game here. All right, so my first game I played against Grigon. I think that's how you pronounce my opponent's name, was Grigon. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna try to do all the names justice for everything that happened. When the game ended, by the way, in case you guys are unaware, I did get a chance to use my breakpoints codex. Make sure you check that out! ! Codex in the chat. There's an Agroblaze one too if you want to check that out. And you can use code Agroblaze96 to save 10% at checkout. All right, now that we've shamelessly plugged sponsors, my opponent was at 10 when the game ended. There was one thing that I really want to talk about up front here as we go through worlds and everything that I'm going to talk about was that I played only Mask of Momentum in my deck moving into Worlds. It was only on Mask of Momentum, which I think was a mistake, and we're going to talk about that, some of the lessons learned and things like that. But yeah, I only played Mask of Momentum, and I played 4 Verdants in Worlds day 1, which was very, very unfortunate for me. So between playing only Mask of Momentum and into Verdants, it felt pretty bad. And I'm going to explain why and some of my thought process and like kind of like what happened there as we get into like cards and things. So anyway, so yeah, I played against Gregon playing Verdance. I did get to go second. My opponent picked to go first. I did lose the game. I had 2 hands. This is what I wrote down on my notes. I had 2 hands that had 3 Chain Enders, and I was forced to Arsenal on both of those hands. Well, when I had those hands, my opponent had Plow, and then my opponent had CNC. The turn that my opponent had CNC, I had 4 2-blocks in my hand. Now, it's important to note that my opponent had the Plow under an Arsenal. They had for a couple of turns when this happened, but the Command and Conquer, they had just drawn off the top, so that was pretty sad. So I think the value of not being able to go tutor up a Lava Burst when I needed to actually hurt me quite a bit and put me in like not a great spot as I was coming into the late turns of the game there. Hey, what's up, Chris? All right. Round 2, I ended up playing against Josh Lind, who was playing Jarl. Big shout out to Josh Lind for starting the day 0-2 and then finishing 5-3 to be able to make day 2. Congrats. That's pretty cool. Pretty big achievement in my opinion. Oh man. Okay. So there was a turn late in the game where like we had been like on this like back and forth, like we were playing a really good game, and then late in the game, I drew a Lava Burst off the top of a Throw Dagger, which my opponent was at 2 and Josh was at 2, had 2 cards in hand. And then it was the 4th Chain Link that the Throw Dagger drew this, and I threw Lava Burst, which took all the cards out of Josh's hand. And then a couple of turns later, I was just able to like close out the game and get there. It's worth noting that Josh was never able to get my Flick Knives off the board, which is a big part of that game plan. If you get Flick Knives off the board, it can be really, really bad for Syndra. So the fact that Josh was never able to get it off the board meant that I was able to just continue to use Flick Knives the entire game and get in all this chip damage, and just like, just continue to like play the game plan that I wanted to be playing. Josh was also playing a less fatiguey style version of the deck, which is a version of the deck that I think has a really good matchup into Syndra. Josh was playing more of a mid-rangey version that was playing like Fellings and Plows and like Earth and a lot of different stuff. So it was interesting to see. But I did end up bringing this home, so being able to get the win was really nice. Also was only on Mask of Momentum, but I'm just a Lynx hater. I think Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is very good. I personally think that Lynx is very good. I've heard a lot of people say that they're a Lynx hater, and I don't get it. Like I don't understand what you guys mean when you say that, to be honest. So round 3, my opponent's name was Bartosz, I think is how you say their name. I'm not 100% sure. They were playing Verdance, and I was able to go second this game. Now, I won this game, and when the game ended, I was at 17. There was a turn in the game where my opponent was expecting me to be on Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, I think. And so when we got into the game, there was a turn where I went head jab, they didn't block. I went 0 for 4, they block 3, take 1. I went 0 for 4, they block 3, take 1, and I go Mask of Momentum, and my opponent goes, what? And like looks up and sees that I'm on Mask of Momentum and was like, yeah, Mask of Momentum. And so I was able to draw a card. My opponent had 2 all red hands very early on in the game, which allowed me to get a lot of tempo. Ending the game at 17 against the Verdance is like all things went wrong for our opponent. So that worked out very, very different. So it was, I don't know, it was very interesting how that game played out. I don't know, like I don't think it was my opponent's fault the way it played out, but like at one point it was like 40 to like 17 or 40 to 18, and they still managed to get me down to 17. So had the game started out in a decent way for them, they would have been able to win, or they would have been able to like put up a good fight. So here's where the day gets interesting. I'm 2-1 at this point. Like I'm thinking, okay, we got an early loss, we bounced back, we're feeling pretty good. Here is where it all starts to go downhill. Round 4, I played against Samuel, who was playing Verdance. I wrote this down wrong. I wrote down that I was at 2 life and they were at 0. That is not what happened. I wrote that down wrong. I was at 0. So my opponent was playing Verdance. And then in my notes, I wrote down that the game started well, that I had good draws early, and then my opponent pondered into a felling. Hands with too many 1-costs clunked up after this. So there were 2 really pivotal points in the game that I feel like really swung the game away from me and how I was doing. The first one that really swung the game away from me was my opponent opted into a felling of the crown to be able to arsenal it and set up for later. That was like step number 1 of me losing this game. Step number 2 of me losing this game was the fact that I was in a pretty good position. I had decent tempo, and then I drew into a hand that was, I drew into a hand that was like Art of the Dragon Scale, Breaking Point, Snatch, and like a parched terrain. So that was not great. That was pretty rough. And that gave Samuel, my opponent, the ability to get enough points to get back into the game and inevitably end up winning the game and killing me. So that just kind of felt bad that it was a game that I was in the driver's seat of, and then I drew a hand that was virtually unplayable, just did not really come together. So I don't know, like it feels bad to lose games like that, but things like that will happen. It's a card game and variance comes up. So we're 2-2 going into the last round. I am now in the last round of Swiss, of Classic Constructed Swiss, I should say. In the very last round, I was played against John Zapata, who is an AGE pro player. Watch him a lot on their streams and stuff like that. He is a very, very well-known Verdance player. I was able to go second in this matchup. I was able to get John down to 3 before I died to like instant speed, like stuff like with off the leg piece. In my notes, I wrote down no bad hands, couple of awkward hands, but nothing really bad. Parched did work. Sigil would have won me the game. So I'm going to take this moment to talk about the Sigil of Solace tech in case you haven't seen it or in case you have not heard about it. In my sideboard slot where I was playing a 1 of Parched Terrain to prevent Verdance from gaining life and doing these things, my other Syndras were playing a 1 of Sigil of Solace. So what Sigil of Solace allows you to do is it allows you to arsenal it, or if you draw it at the right time, when you go down to like 8 or 7 or 9, and your opponent goes for the kill, they go to kill you through the Spell Void Dagger, you have the ability to be able to play Sigil of Solace in response to the Waning Moon, so that you can stay out of lethal range. If you draw Sigil of Solace on turn 0, it means that you're starting the game at 34 instead of 31, so you're already in a better spot. Or if you draw it in the mid game and they go to Command and Conquer you, they go to Felling of the Crown, Plow Under, they go to play Plow Under, they go to play Command and Conquer, you just play it in response. And you just gain some life, and you bait them into an Arsenal disruption piece. So as a 1 of right now in the sideboard, it's felt really good. I'm thinking that Sigil of Solace might be a good 2 of for Syndra moving forward. Admittedly, I'm not really going to test it. I have zero interest in finding out if it works, how well it works. I don't know if there's bans coming in December. I don't know what RTN season is going to look like. I'm going to level with you guys. RTN season for me is probably going to be playing close to the same 80 on Syndra, or just playing like Victor, a passion pick at RTN season. And we're going to do it like this because I have been testing all year. I have been grinding all year, whether it was for, callings at the beginning of the year, then it was London, then it was Vegas, then it was Singapore, then it was calling Kansas City. and now it's Worlds. So like I have been at the grind pretty much since January. I'm going to enjoy the next 6 weeks off from cards. I'm going to be playing Sage. We're going to be streaming, 3 or 4 days a week, and we're going to be hanging out. But I'm done like with the hardcore testing for a few weeks. I need the mental break. Like I need to like step away, and then we're just going to go back and we're going to play like probably very close to my 80 at RTN season so that I can, just try to qualify for nationals and stuff like that. So that is where we're at. So the Sigil of Solace tech is not as good if your opponent is ready for it, which most Verdants will be going into RTN season. I think at this point, most people I talked to on Sunday knew about the tech at this point in time. But, there's a lot of people who didn't attend the event. There's a lot of people who don't follow Worlds. They're just there to hang out. So Sigil's not going to be as good. But if I was going to give you a testing point for starting with Syndra, I would say 1 or 2 in the sideboard is the place to be. So yeah, I ended up going 2 and 3 in Swiss or in CC Swiss, and I'm thinking, okay, we got a sweep to day 2. There's a possibility, but we'll see what we can put together. So moving on to our first round of LL. This is really where it started to feel like it just wasn't going to be my weekend, or at least it wasn't going to be my Friday, and that things were just kind of stacked against me. So I played against a Viserai. My opponent's name was Nick. Nick was super cool. We were talking and chatting the whole time. Like all of my opponents were hilarious, like all weekend. I had a phenomenal time playing. Like even though I didn't do well, I had a great time playing this weekend and getting to hang out. It was fun. So I played against Nick playing Viserai. I did go second. Here's what I wrote down. Op drew all non-attacks on a Warmonger's hand. I drew double Arc Lightning on the same turn. So on turn 3, there was a hand where I was able to like attack, do some things, put the pressure on, slam a Warmonger's on the table. Well, I'm like, okay, cool. Like slam a Warmonger's. Let's try to slow you down. Well, my opponent's hand was 4 non-attack actions and the tutor non-attack action in Arsenal. Well, they ended their turn with 12 Rune Chants in play. They named Peace. They ended their turn with 12 Rune Chants in play. And then from there, they were able to Arsenal Ninth Blade. So pretty good setup turn for our opponent. I drew into double Arc Lightning, Current Funnel, and Lightning Press. So my turn was Current Funnel, Lightning Press, Pass, which was probably the saddest thing I've ever done. So I ended up losing that game. Their next turn was for like 35 to 40 points. I don't remember how many, but it was a ton. So I lost this one. I'm out of day 2 contention. We're just going to play out the rest of the games to have a good time. The second round of CC, I played against Matt playing Dash.io. This was also a very, very interesting game. I wrote that this was the first time that I had played a CLV in my 2 games, mostly because the game just went on long enough for me to see one. And the first time I drew a CLV, I was at 4 and I drew 2 of them. So I died with 4 instants in my hand. My hand that I died with was Channel Lightning Valley, Channel Lightning Valley, Lightning Press, Lightning Press. So like I got my opponent down to 1 and I had an out to like draw a shock effect to try and kill my opponent, but didn't. And I just kind of died. So played the Dio game, was super close. They were not on combo Dio. I did get to play 2 copies of Chains of Imminence that game, and it lined up pretty well to name High Octane because they had a very awkward hand where they played a High Octane, or I'm sorry, they blocked with a High Octane earlier in the turn. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, I guess we're going to put Chains of Imminence into play and name High Octane and just strand this one that you're getting ready to Arsenal. So it just kind of worked out. We were able to slow them down a little bit. The last game of LL for the day. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So the last game of LL for the day, I played against Craig Crimples. We are 2 and 5, by the way. Keep in mind, we're in the 2 and 5 bracket. So Craig and I were laughing and having a good time. Like we were just kind of cutting up. I went first, as I choose to do in this matchup, because I still think that's correct. And I wrote down that my opponent went fuse into triple felling of the crown. So I am not kidding when I say this. One of my opponent's turns in the first 5 turns of the game was Starvo Fuse, Oakenold. I have 2 instants in my hand, so Base of the Mountain doesn't even bail me out here. So I played an instant, blocked with a card, and pitched some cards to Aurora to set up an embodiment. The following turn, they went like Starvo Fuse, throw like red Autumn's Touch or something into Hammer. Then it was Starvo Fuse felling, or no, they took a turn off. It was felling, and then it was Starvo Fuse felling into Hammer, and then it was felling, somersault the felling, and then felling again on the following turn. So it was a very good draw for my opponent, and like they were at 20 when the game ended. It was not really much of a contest. I was just kind of staring at them until I died. Like we were like just talking about like dinner most of the game, like just not a whole lot going on. So I finished Worlds 2 and 6 day 1. 2 and 6 is the worst I have ever done at a like tier 4 rated event. You know, like the year has like been this year's been very interesting for me. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to like kind of talk about the year and how I'm feeling and where I'm at after I talk about the rest of the weekend. So I went 2 and 6 on Friday. Went and had dinner, had like a big group dinner with a bunch of people that were there. It was absolutely awesome. The group dinner was great. We went to the Hard Rock Cafe. I had a burger that was like massive. It was really cool to just be there and get to like hang out with so many cool people. I think we piled like 15 or 16 people into the Hard Rock. So it was really cool to just like be able to hang out. It's always a nice way to recap even a tough day when you're like not winning and doing well and stuff like that. Okay, moving on to the calling. Day 2 on Saturday. We're going to talk about the calling now. So, round 1, I played against a chain, which like is a slightly favored matchup. I was pretty happy to see a chain round 1. Excuse me. I played a CLV on turn 2. I drew Vaporize and Shock off the top, and my opponent had to break their only AB source that game to be able to make Rune Chance. So I was able to use Vaporize and Shock to draw on their turn, and then I was able to use an Arc Lightning to draw on my turn. So we played like a very like quick like race you down, like trying to kill each other style game. They had very unlucky like shackle banishes to start the game. Like they weren't terrible, but they weren't great. And so like I was just able to like, you know, like use the cards that I drew some early sideboard tech, and then was able to keep stuff off the board and clear while pressuring their life total. And I just got off to an early win. So we started the calling 1-0. And then round 2, I actually got to play a homie who hangs out here quite a bit and is also in the Card Guys Discord. Our boy Brick, if y'all know, you might know Brick, you might not. Brick hangs out here and in the Card Guys Discord quite a bit. Brick, I've known Brick for quite a while now. So I played against Brick, who was playing Marlin in round 2. And my note said, normal Marlin game, 2x. So there was 2 King Shark Harpoons thrown at me, and I had 2 attacks in hand. So like Brick kind of got to take whatever he wanted. Both times, but Balance of Justice is a heck of a drug. Balance of Justice gave me the ability to be able to like restock one of my hands and keep going. I ended the game at 4 because Brick had a hand where he was basically forced to block or die at the end of the game, and that put me in a spot to be able to keep going and keep pushing. So we started the calling 2-0. So we're continuing to keep our run alive. We're doing well here. All right, let's see. Round 3, I played against Guillaume, I believe is how you say their name. They were playing Chain. I was able to go second in this matchup. Again, like a matchup I want to see slight favor. Excuse me. Sorry, I was taking a nap before the stream. So I ended the game at 1 life, exactly 1 life through a pummel, and my opponent had an out to draw Invert Existence to kill me, but did not see it, and I was able to close the game out. CLV then blocked with Zap Clappers, forced an Artivore to be pitched to stop them from drawing, and then I wrote down that Invert almost got me. So they did have a turn where they were able to play pummel, and if I had not blocked with exactly my chess piece, I blocked for 1 on my Dietic Carapace chess piece, And if I had not blocked with exactly the Dyadic Carapace chess piece, I would have had to have pitched a card to Arcane Barrier 2 to be able to stay alive, which would have made the game really, really interesting. But the fact that I was able to keep 4 cards and just pressure my opponent meant that they were so low that I was able to win the game. So we're now 3-0 in the calling after beating 2 Chains and a Marlin. Round 4, we played against Matt, who is playing Briar. This was a matchup that I was actually pretty worried about this weekend because I think that Briar is, a lot of people refer to Briar as just a better version of Aurora, which I don't think is necessarily always true. But my opponent was playing a very lightning heavy version of Briar. Like they were still on CMH and stuff like that. But they were playing like Entwined Lightnings. They were playing like the Cheerio style Briar deck, which is definitely what I would have been playing if I had been playing Briar this weekend. So they were on Briar. Let's see. Op missed an attack off of Purgatory and couldn't pressure Burnup. So there was a turn where my Briar opponent had a Burn Up and Shock that they had played, and they had face Purgatoried me on my turn to be able to try and draw into an attack to pressure me with the Burn Up and Shock. Well, they drew into a third non-attack. So they had all these non-attacks in their hand and they weren't able to close the game out with it. So them not having a non-attack or not having an attack actually allowed me to stay at quite a bit of life. Now, my opponent and I ended up doing the math later in the game where they had, where even if they had drawn an attack and hit me with it, it would have changed the game. I would have been forced to block a little bit earlier and make different decisions. So it would have been interesting. But I still think what would have gotten there was kind of like the conclusion that we came to. So I am 4-0 in the calling at this point and thinking, okay, like we're in a pretty good spot right now. We just need to keep it going. Round 5 is where everything that happened in the calling changes and it starts going downhill, and I do mean quickly. So round 5 of the calling, I played against Marcus, who was playing Stack Florian. Well, Stack Florian is a very, very defensive deck that I think Aurora actually really struggles into because you don't have a way to like keep them from blocking enough. And there is a world where they will just like start to fatigue you after a while. So it's very interesting to see how it plays out and how it feels. My opponent was at 14 when I lost. They were able to stack up a bunch of rune chants. I had been setting up an arc lightning plus like double ball lightning turn to try and like go over the top. And so when my turn was, I had an arc lightning in arsenal and I had double ball lightning in hand and I was going to like try and end the game. Well, the turn before I was able to do that, they put a Rune Blood barrier into play with 18 rune chants in play, and I just wasn't able to like kill them through it or do anything. So I kind of had to like take a turn off and like pass. And then 2 turns later, I died, which was pretty unfortunate. So I just kind of like died to Germinates and some things like that. The Skeleton interaction is very interesting with Germinate and how that works. It's kind of like Sonata, but with Florian, you're using it for Germinate, which was kind of interesting to see. So I was 4-1. In the round after this, I played against Washtek, was my opponent's name. He was playing Starvo. We played a 7-turn game. The first 5 turns of the game, my opponent Starvo fused every single turn. And then on turn 6, they put a Channel Lake Frigid into play when I finally thought I was going to be able to do something. So I have now played 2 Starvos for the weekend. This is the last Starvo I played. And both times I'm just kind of getting like dumpstered. Like I'm like, and it's not really, I don't really feel like we're playing close games. They're just Starvo fusing and I'm dying, which I knew was something that could happen going into the weekend. So it feels unfortunate, but I knew it was a possibility of something that could happen this weekend. So my opponent just kind of like did Starvo things and I died. Blocked a bunch and then I died. Well, didn't block a bunch because I had Dominate. Round 7 of the calling, I actually played against my buddy Luke. We had a rematch from calling Singapore. He was playing Dash.io. In my notes, I wrote that Null Time Zone stranded 2 ball lightnings in hand, and the second Max V closed it out. So there was a turn where the Null Time Zone had 2 counters is what really mattered here. if Null Time Zone had been forced to be cranked to keep Luke's turn going, I would have been able to play both the Ball Lightnings on the turn beforehand and make him block, which would have been great because it means that he wouldn't have been able to play the second maximum velocity against me. I was at 7 when the game ended. I got Luke all the way down to, hang on, I've got it on here somewhere. I got Luke all the way down to 19, and then Luke's crackback turn put me to 22 through me blocking with 3 cards and playing a Warmonger's Diplomacy. Now, Luke just named to work because he already had all the setup pieces. It didn't really matter. It slowed him down a little bit, but my crackback hand was like not the best in the world, so it wasn't doing a ton. Null Time Zone started to come into play here with the Ball Lightnings and not being able to do anything. So just kind of lined up in a poor way, unfortunately. So I fell to 4-3, and I'm like, okay, there's no shot of me day 2ing the calling, but we're already here. We might as well play the last round and see what we can do. The last round of Swiss, I actually got to play against John, aka Lupine Fiasco, and I believe he referred to it as, I think he said where we belong in the content creator bracket in his like short update was I think what he said, which was pretty funny. I got a kick out of it. John's cool. I like John. It was pretty funny. I lost this game as well to finish the calling 4-4, and I wrote, Op played all 3 Mordred Tides in 4 turns, and I played 0 copies of CLV and 0 copies of Vaporize and Shock, which is true. That's exactly what happened. John he went first, and he had like a Mordred Tide on turn 0, a Mordred Tide on turn 2, and then a Mordred Tide on turn 4, I think. I think he skipped turn 3 and didn't have a Mordred Tide. So, yeah, it was really funny. To watch John's comment in his recap video is pretty funny. I got a kick out of it. The content creator bracket, I think that's great. I also think that means John and I should formally start a team, and we should just like be the content creator team. But yeah, so I finished the calling 4-4. Going 4-0 into 4-4 in the calling was a little disheartening, I won't lie. It was not as disheartening to me as going 2-6 in Worlds. Going 4-4 in the calling, even though it sucked, I just kind of laughed, if I'm being honest, which sounds like, I don't know, like sounds a little like naive almost, but I just kind of laughed because I feel like I got both sides of the LL coin. I went 4-0 in LL, and then I went 0-4 in LL, and I just kind of feel like I got both sides of the Living Legend experience. I wasn't really mad. I don't really feel like there was anything crazy that I could have done to have made it better. When I look back at my 4 losses in LL, the one game that I maybe could have done something different to one would have been the Florian game. And God only knows where my bracket goes from there, like how like I do with the Florians from there, or how if I win that Florian game, how I do. So I don't know, like LL was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I did go a collective 4-7 in LL. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I went a collective 4-7 in LL. So it didn't feel great. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Finishing 4-4 in the calling after starting 4-4 was disappointing, but I'm definitely more disappointed by going 2-6 in Worlds for sure. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the Battle Harden on Sunday. Now, I'm going to level with y'all up front. The Battle Harden was a pretty quick 1-2 drop. We kind of just like 1-2 dropped, and I enjoyed Philly on Sunday afternoon. I don't think I played a single game of Flesh and Blood after I dropped from the Battle Harden. I just hung out and had a good time. I did buy something for myself. Not something I buy. I don't buy expensive cards very often, but I did buy something for myself before I left. So I played against Jacob, who was playing Fatigue Jarl. They blew up my Flick Knives on turn 5, which is what I wrote down. And then I got them down to 8, but they blew up my Flick Knives on turn 4, and so I wasn't able to or turn 5, I wasn't able to leak damage every turn. And so I just ended up staring at them for a long time. I tried to pitch stack these really good hands together. And I just I don't know. I was trying to pitch stack. I was trying to set up good hands. My opponent really understood their game plan. They were activating the headpiece, coronet peak as much as possible. I was pitch stacking head jabs and 1-for-5 chain enders to try and put these good hands together. And it was just never really there. So I don't know. Like, my opponent understood their game plan very well. They played the match well. They got flick knives off the board early, and they were able to stay alive at 8. What did I bring to the Battle Harden? I played Syndra. I completely reworked my Syndra list, but I did play Syndra at the Battle Harden. Round 2, I played against a Gravy Bones player. My opponent was Michael. I ended up going second, and I ended the game at 23. I was very, very ahead when the game ended. I did, like, things just went my way. My opponent missed off of 2 chart to high seas, did not hit a single blue off of either of them throughout the course of our game. They were never really able to surmount a lot of pressure. I would, like, kill an ally, attack them, and just keep the pressure going. So I ended the game at 23. It was a very lopsided gravy game where I was just able to get up and I kept the pressure on. Michael did take a ton of damage one turn. Michael gave me mask very early on in the turn to be able to try and throw back a big turn, but I drew into, like, a snatch off the top of the deck. And then, no, the snatch drew me into an Art of the Dragon scale, which I was able to use because I had an Art of the Dragon blood from earlier in that turn. So it was just like, it was just insane stuff. Like, all my draws lined up very, very well, and I was able to do good things here. Moving on to the last round, I played against. Okay, so I wrote down that their name was Michael, but I was told that I wrote that down wrong. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go back and look at Jim. I wrote that down wrong. So if you are watching this, my Verdant's opponent from round 3 of the Battle Harden, I apologize for writing your name down wrong. I'm very sorry. I enjoyed chatting with you. I know that you were telling me you were from Singapore, and we were talking about that and stuff like that. So I apologize for getting your name wrong. But my opponent was playing Verdant's. They were at 3 when the game ended. I wrote down close game, needed one more turn to close it out. The deck felt very smooth this game. There wasn't really any, like, clunkers that made it awkward. I never really felt like I was, like, fighting to stay alive. It was just a good back and forth game. I drew into the Sigil of Solace, which I was hoping would save me, but I was at 4, and 4 is not enough life to keep me in a position to be able to stay alive through a Light Up the Leaves or a Burn Bear. So my opponent was just able to close the game out. Sigil was cool, and if I had been, 3 points higher in life, it would have been really, really good. So my opponent played the game very well. It was just a good back and forth game, and I just ended up losing. So I went a collective 7-12 at Worlds between both of the formats, and it's one of the worst. It's like one of the worst records I've ever had at an event. I made the joke while I was at Worlds that I was going to go back and retroactively change all of my Road to World Series to How to Suck at Worlds, like episode 1 or whatever, like, just to be funny. But that I was like, nah, it's not worth the bit. That's like there's like 22 episodes worth of names I would have to change. So I decided not to do that. But I did think it would be funny. Going 7-12 at Worlds going 7-12 on the weekend after doing so much time to prepare and doing so many things, trying to get into a place where I was giving myself a chance to win and playing decks that I felt comfortable on, I'm pretty disappointed. That was not a great way to end the year. So, as we went through the year, like calling Memphis at the beginning of the year, I lost my winning in to the Battle Harden, to top 8 of the Battle Harden at calling Memphis. I lost my winning in to Pro Tour London. Nationals, I made day 2, didn't have a very impressive run, but finished in the top 100. I did not make day 2 of Pro Tour Singapore, but I finished 21st in the calling, which I felt pretty good about. And then I did not have a good run at Kansas City calling, and I did not have a good run at any of the events I went to here. So it was a little disappointing to round out the year that way, especially knowing that I put so much time in trying to prepare and, just doing things the best way possible. So, admittedly, I'm glad that I did the Friday dinner with everybody from the event and stuff like that, because that was exactly what I needed to pick my spirits up and have a good time. Because end of the day, Friday, I was not mentally in the best place. I was just kind of sitting around, not really talking. It was tough to go 2-6 in Worlds. It was tough. So I think that not playing Mask of the Pouncing Lynx was a mistake. Now, obviously, I didn't know that the Sigil of Solace tech was a thing, so I can't say that I wish I would have played that because I didn't know it existed before that. But not playing Mask of the Pouncing Lynx was a mistake. I did learn something about the Mask of Pouncing Lynx and Verdant situation. I've had a few Verdant players tell me that if you are playing, if you see Mask of Momentum on the other side of the table and you are afraid of Mask of Momentum, then you need to learn how to block better playing Verdants, which after this weekend and all the games I played, I completely agree with. I completely agree with. And so, like, you know, I think that playing Mask of Momentum into Verdance is incorrect. I am a very, very strong believer that Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is 110% correct into Verdance at this point if you are prepping for RTN season. So, also, by the way, guys, I really appreciate all the kind things y'all are saying in chat right now about, you know, about me and things like that. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. We've had a lot of highs and lows this year. I will be doing a recap stream at some point where I talk about stream where I talk about, like, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for? Where I talk about my goals for the year and, you know, like what I did I accomplish them, where I'm at, and we'll talk about them, set new goals for 2026, and we'll look forward to trying to achieve those as we go on to next year. So that's a big thing that we want to talk about. So I still like the prep streams too. I appreciate that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the prep and doing it the way that we did. It gave me a lot of insight and a lot of knowledge, and it gave you all a lot of insight into, like, my testing. I think there's some things that we definitely can do to improve it the next time we do this. We're gonna do another, like, Road 2 series, but we're gonna do it for ProQuest season this time around. And we're gonna try to get more targeted practice in this time around. There's going to be less just, like, random testing, and we're going to be doing more targeted testing for ProQuest season this time around, because we're going to be doing Sage testing and we're going to be doing CC testing for ProQuest coming up, you know, sometime like in March, I think. Is it March or February? I can't remember when it is, but whenever that rolls around, we'll start working on that. But, you know, for the next few weeks, we're going to play Sage. We're going to chill. We're going to have a good time. And, you know, I just appreciate all the kind words. I appreciate all the support. You guys are truly the best. Even when I don't do well, I'm always worried that everybody's going to be like, oh, my God, like, this guy's so bad. Never trust him again. But you guys are never like that. And I always really appreciate y'all just being super supportive. It means a lot to me. So I really appreciate it. Not kind when you have to say that. Wait, yo, what did he say? Darkodius said, I'm being kind by not typing. You know what? From Darkodius, that might be like as nice a compliment as I'm going to get. So I'll take it. Darkodius, you're a real one, dude. Don't let Darkodius fool you. He is super nice when you talk to him at events. He is super cool in person, but he always comes in here to troll the living shit out of me. Been saying you trash, bro. There it is. Thanks, Holden. Appreciate you keeping it real, dog. I think it would be interesting to get a friend on call with you to discuss some lines live. Always help the learning process for sure. I think the Road 2 series would have high calibers players pop in and be your testing partner, and chat is just included in that process. Yeah, I agree. I think that would make it a lot better. I'm committing now to help you with the targeting testing. Be happy to be a punching bag at any time. Trent, I appreciate that, dog. Road to Vegas slots. Yo, I like that one. I like that, Philip. I like that a lot, dude. The game is just hard. I agree. The game is hard. The game is hard, and I'm always looking to improve. So don't you dare be nice about Darkodius. You want the truth? Like, full blunt honesty, Darkodius, for the first few times he was in my chat, I was like, man, this guy's a dick. Like, what is his problem all the time? And then I met him at an event, and, like, I was like, oh, that... You're not really a dick. That's just your personality. That's just who you are. Nah, Darkodius isn't bad. He's cool. He's cool. Victor was a great pick for Worlds. To the Victor. To the Victor. That top 16 Worlds. You are my hero, dog. I had a moment to briefly speak with this person. I cannot remember their name, but I did have a moment to briefly speak with this person and, like, be able to chat with them. And they were super nice. I'm so happy that they did well. No, it's got to be Road to them Pi Gal tables. That's definitely more my speed. Thoughts on teams having a better advantage at large events? I 100% believe that that teams have a larger advantage at big events. 100%. 100%. Yo, Ian, I appreciate that, man. Don't worry, it's only in your chat. Hey, that's okay, Darkodius. I can live with that, dude. Now that I've learned that, I can live with that. I am inting and playing Marlin and non-dagger assassin, but you can meet me up for practice too. I appreciate that, Annabelle. Road to Minneapolis. I'm here. I mean, we're definitely not doing a road to. We're definitely not doing like a road to nationals like series because RTN season's in 6 weeks, and I am going to stream some Sage over the next 6 weeks and play Arc Raiders. That is my plan indefinitely for the next 6 weeks. And if you guys are interested, we might stream Arc Raiders after I'm finished with everything. So that Victor was a solo hero because Victor as a whole went 16 and 20 at Worlds. Oh, yeah. No. That the guy who did so well on Victor, like, is the main character. 110%. 110% main character. Oh, that's true. We might play a little bit of Blitz. We might play a little bit of Blitz as a goodbye to Blitz because I want those cold foil Everbloom lives. Those are dope. I want the cold foil Everbloom lives, and I don't want to buy them. Great to meet you. Bring your wife to Columbus so we can all do KPDH karaoke. Oh, K-pop Demon Hunters? Yo, I don't know that I'll get Carly to come to Columbus, but if you are going to be in Japan in April, we can probably talk Carly into doing K-pop Demon Hunters karaoke at that point. Like, we might be able to talk Carly into doing karaoke for K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm not going to lie, Summer. That would be awesome. Arc Raiders is hype. Sage is the new best format. I agree, Captain. Lazy Baby, how are you doing, my guy? Loving the cat shirt. Yo, Dub, thank you. I appreciate it. Also, Dub, with the 17 months at Tier 1. Dub, thank you so much for the 17 months over on Twitch. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. I got big hope for Pin. I really hope we get new Teklo as a Teklo lover. Pin's going to be awesome. I'm bringing Valda to Blitz as a farewell to Blitz. I can't blame you, Pocus. I'm very excited to travel this year. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to, like, have the break, but I'm very excited to travel this year. All right, let's end the polls that we have going so we can see what we got going first. All right, so Phi, it looks like Phi is winning 132 votes, and we got Phi at 56%. And let's see. Uh-oh, I think I waited too long. Here we go. View results. And Azalea won by 1 over on Twitch, which means Phi is going to be it because that had to be enough to get us there. All right. Well, let's take a look at the Phi deck and let's jump in. We're going to play Phi and Azalea. Since we're playing, like, it's going to be shorter time periods tonight. We're probably only going to play about an hour of Phi and an hour of Azalea. But since we are playing like a 20 health life format, we're going to be trying to play 2 heroes a night to try and make it like more fun so we can get some more stuff in. Turn heel and play Azalea anyway. Oh, that's funny. I got to defend my title with Arachne Solitary Confinement. Isn't Arachne Solitary Confinement just Slippy, but in like 20 life format? All right, here we go. Let's take a look at our Phi deck. Okay, so this is the Phi list that I am... Does this open on the right screen? Okay, it does. I figured out why my record was opening on the wrong screen. This is my Phi list we're going to be playing. I could not come up with better equipment, so we just took Garland of Spring. I guess, like, Blossom of Spring, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, doesn't really matter. And so, like, we have the good blocking equipment, which we really, really like. We're on as many good Draconic cards as we can be. We're on all 6 copies of Brand with Cinderclaw. Breaking Point, Mounting Anger, Soaring Strike, and Art of the Dragonfire are our 1-cost cards that we're going to play. We're on a 1 of Salt the Wound. So let's see. Chain Enders, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 Chain Enders that we are reliably looking to play. Blue Snatch is also like where we're at. Like, I'm interested in playing Blue Snatch. This was tech that we used when we played the Fire Mirror back in the day, and I'm curious to know if this is good enough. Obviously, Cold Foil Blossom is better. Yo, you don't have the chest? What chest piece are you talking about, Mello? There's a better chess. Something Sandakai, I think. Oh, yeah. I guess we can play that, actually. Sash of Sandakai is what you're talking about. Yeah, I guess since it's an instant, it's just technically better. Okay, I'm in for that. Let's change it around. I like this. So we'll play Sash of Sandakai. And then in the sideboard, I have Heat Wave in the sideboard. I have no idea if we'll ever play this. Like, I have no idea if we'll ever actually play this or not. And then I have AB3. We have Wax On as defense reactions, Fighting Spirit as poppers. I think you can play Young Prism in this format. I don't know if it's any good or not, but we have this just in case. Like, this is. I'm playing Findle's Fighting Spirit in my sideboard of 5 because I've not played any Silver Age yet, and I don't know if poppers are going to be relevant or not. I don't know how good illusionists are, so I am playing some poppers in the sideboard so that we are prepared. Gaining life and popping seems like a good place to be if illusionists start to do really, really well in the Silver Age meta. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Yo, it's been a minute. Hang on just a second. I've not made a short while I've been streaming in a while, so we're gonna have to like make sure that I write this stuff down as we're going through in it. Illusionists are dogs, and then right afterwards, I think Dromai seems good, and I think Prism is legit. I love it. I love this. I love how much like we're disagreeing with each other. Shuko plus Pouncing Paws plus Blood Scent is like the... Okay. Hang on. The Tiger equipment? All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Tiger equipment. Blood Scent. 1 Battle Worn. Destroy this. Only if you've attacked with a Crouching Tiger this turn. Pouncing Paws. So we're just going to play this. Okay. Sure. And then we'll just leave in the Blade Beckoner headpiece. I mean, I guess you just like... Oh, wow. This is just strictly better than what I was playing, right? Because this thing blocks for 1 and 1. This thing blocks for 1 and then like comparatively like gets... I guess you're getting 2 value out of this one. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. If Darkodia says it's good, we'll see it. Wrath of Retribution goes in here. Yeah, I'm not on Kodachi's. I'm on Emberblade, but if we were on... Like, Kodachi's don't even work there, right? Does Wrath... What does Wrath say? I thought Wrath was... Daggers you control get +1. Oh, we could Kodachi with Wrath of Retribution, couldn't we? Huh. That's a different idea, something we could try. But yeah, anyway, we've got some interesting stuff. Blue Snatch was a chain ender that we played back in the Phi Mirror days, just as a way to be able to, like, you know, have like an extra blue, like, good finisher if we needed it to be. Late in the game, when you're deep in your pitch stack, Blue Snatch is not a bad card to have. Obviously, we'd rather be playing the red one, but it's a blue that can also force cards out of your opponent's hand, especially in a format where the quote-unquote fridges that we have access to in Silver Age are not as great. So Snatch could be pretty good, and I am very, very skeptical on the... I am very, very skeptical... right, Pin. I'm skeptical on Rake Over the Coals, but it seems like Art of War at home, so I don't know why we wouldn't be playing it. Let's jump in and let's play some games. This is the first time that I have played games and not had... I'm just going to play Silver Age. I've not had my testing document open in I don't know how long. So I'm curious to see how this goes. Hopefully we don't brick on Chain Enders has been like the story of existence so far. All right. I guess we're just on all the stuff here. Do we want to cut something and bring in Wax-Ons? Hey, Joey, what's up? I posted a Sage file list from DM Armada's event that did well in your decklist channel. Oh, I'll pull it up after this. I'll pull it up after this and we'll talk about it. Do we want to be on Wax-Ons? There's probably enough zero-cost arrows that Wax-On is good enough, right? What do we want to cut? What do we want to cut? Apparently Azalea is like just super broken, right? Drop of Dragon's Blood? No need block 5? All right, let's just try this. Let's try the 40. Let's try the 40. Oh, hey. I would like to put a Phoenix Flame in my graveyard. Yo, this hand's gas. Oh, they're on the Talismanic Lens tech. Oh, we're cooked. We're cooked. I also have Talismanic Lens in my deck. So is the player base going to vote out Azalea? Is that what we're doing? First to get banned? Based off the way people talk about it, I could see it. Okay. Oh, interesting. They drew nothing to do? Oh man, I've missed playing Fi. I've missed playing Fi. Oh, I gotta swap over. I gotta swap over so we can get the gameplay going here. All right, so we start with the Rising Resentment here. Our opponent takes 3. We're not gonna banish anything from our hands. There's no reason to. Technically, if they were a deck that could give us Frostbites, then this could matter on the Lava Burst. Talismanic Lens gives me Kano PTST. Yo, what's that, Trent? I'm just trolling you, dog. I'm just messing with you. I know you meant PTSD, dog. I'm just messing with you.
Freaking go.
Yo, let's go. Mohammed, thank you so much for the sub over on YouTube. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you are here for the first time or you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new to the first time, when they're here for the first time. And they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. I would love to get to know more about you guys. Yeah, there's no reason to do that. We're going to activate 5 to get our Phoenix Flame back. We're going to attack for 1. So our return was 3, 3, 4, 1. We've come in for 11 points so far. And then 5 to end it off. This is a 16 card 4. Pretty good hand here. My man said that one you read. Oh, you got so listen, Trent. Sometimes you just gotta let them know, dog. Sometimes you just gotta let them know. All right, so we put our opponent down to 4, and yo, this hand's juiced. Actually, this hand's juiced, right? We're just gonna block with everything. Ronin Renegade, display loyalty. We can, if we have an opportunity to, we can block with the Mounting Anger, and then we can use Blood Scent. We can play the Tiger, use this, and then we can throw the Art of the Dragonfire. 16 card 4 OP. Did you guys just say Azalea was good? I'm kidding. I'm trolling. People have told me nothing but about how broken this deck is. That's why I picked it to play tonight, because I wanted to be able to play it before they ban stuff from it. Is all this battle worn? Yee. I already hate this format. Why? Randy's over there like, oh no, I can't block. Randy, I'm just trolling you, dog. I know you just want to be blocking, dude. So this is currently 10 with the non-hit effect of we lose 5 life. Yo, chill, dog. Chill. So we go to 9 and then 7 off the Pox token. I guess I should have blocked with this too. I was worried about needing the extra resource for something. This hand's insane. I hate 20 life formats. Something tells me I'm going to love or hate this format. Based off the way this is going, we got a lot of love going on for this format right now. We got a lot of love going on for this format right now. Is there a better hand here? I'm trying to think if there's like a better play. Practice. Look at that wrist. Tiger for 2? Technically doesn't have to be blocked. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Oh yeah. Is this my second turn? Is this my second turn? We threatened 16 and 10. It's 12 after 8. I stopped rambling about worlds at 8 o'clock. We talked about the deck and changed it for a few minutes. This is going to be a fast format. Yeah, sure. Let's rematch. What the hell? GG, shake my hand, loser. Oh, man. I mean, I guess we'll run it back. I guess we'll run it back. I don't know. Like, obviously, if they dominate something crazy at it. Oh, no! God, please, no! I'm just a boy! This is so bad! Oh, God! This is so bad! Oh, man. It's okay. We can pitch Defy and do some stuff, right? Fab speed run for real? Fi gives and Fi takes away. Listen, Draconic Ninjas are clearly just not my thing. That's the big takeaway from all of this, right? Right? Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. No dominate. Num, 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 num. Hey, what's up, Audia? That's true. We could have pitched mounting for Phoenix Flame to go wider on that turn. So we have to crack all of these without blocking. But I can go Crouching Tiger, this thing, Breaking Point, Arsenal this. We're about to live on the edge. Summer is losing her mind watching this Azalea. I don't think our Azalea opponent is playing optimally here. I'm assuming that's why Summer's losing her mind. I'm just waiting for you to return to your roots. Yo, we might with this. We might if we keep doing stuff like this. Maybe they're taking it easy on me because they're watching the stream and they told me that they heard me say I'm playing this for the first time. Maybe they're taking it easy on me. Azalea bricks a ton in this format, has way less access to ops. Arrow on hits are negligible and doesn't block well. I've been told that Azalea's coolest thing she's doing is that she's like coolest thing she's doing is that she's like throwing an arrow for like, you know, like dominated arrow at you on like turn 0 for like 1 billion. I have no idea if this was correct. I just wanted to get to Rupture. Azalea's all or nothing. The Azalea is Dave. He's currently bricking a lot. Oh, like, is this like Dave? Like our boy Dave that hangs out in chat? Hey! Hey! We're in there like swimwear, baby! And so good. On turn 0, max you can do is 5 to 9? Yeah, no, I know Dave's your brother. Steve, I remember who you are, brother. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to go to 10. And then we're going to... Oh, boy. Oh, 5 plus 9. Sorry, Nat. My bad. I DM'd you my file list if you'd like to try it. Dude, I'm down. I'm totally down. I'm just kind of like playing games and vibing. We are, as I would say, big chillin'. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So rake over the coals is a 0 for 5 here. My God. We are eating. Dave is bricking, and we are having some lunch. It's cool meeting you in Philly on Saturday. I had a lot of confidence in the calling until my 2-0 ass went up against Shoma and got schooled in the mirror. Foxy, I felt that though. I feel like losing to Shoma is never one of those things you should be disappointed about. Shoma ended up winning the reviled Battle Harden, I'm pretty sure. Also, to be fair, Dave's Azalea list is greed to the max. When it works, it can OTK. Oh, so like he's actually just trying to do the whole thing, right? Rake being an R and Uprising being an M is criminal. Oh, so much. I could not agree with you more, Trent. Dave should have blocked with the boots, right? I mean, I guess technically he should have, but like, we take a card here. This takes 2 cards. Yeah, if he blocks the Ember Blade here, it would have been okay. And I threw mine together the night before. Oh, that's funny. So I was going to ask if you can play Cinder in this format, but I guess without Flick Knives, there's no reason to play Cinder over Fi. I drove 10 hours to meet you. I'm your biggest fan, but the judges wouldn't let my peasant ass into the World Championship area. Yo, dude, I was outside of the World Championship area, man. You should have come and said hi to me. You should have come and said hi to me, Song. If we didn't get to meet, man, I'm very sorry for that. Yes, I would like to close the combat chain. Thank you for asking, though. Yikes. Phoenix Flame's a red card, right? Yeah. Fine. I guess we're still technically taking... Like, this hand sucks. We're still taking 3 cards. Granted, it was very short as it was right before the keynote. The DR Armada Sage event in the hotel lobby was a blast. I heard that Steven put on an amazing event. I heard it was amazing. I wish I could have made it. I wish I could have made it to the event. I heard it was really good. Yeah. The old Phoenix Flame with a blue. I have to tell you, I have also missed these days, Trent. I have also missed these days. And then this gets 2 cards out of hand. This gets 2 cards. Beers and Sage was great. Yeah, Steven goes all out. Steven is an amazing part of the community. Destructor, it was nice to meet you as well. Sorry, I kind of glanced over that part reading about the Sage, but it was nice to meet you as well. I got to meet so many amazing people this weekend and like just being at Worlds. Like this was the first time I got to attend a Worlds. But it was awesome. Me playing Fi.
Lizard.
Oh yeah. It's all come together. Oh, Dave be yabbling over there. Sad rabble. You should pick up your gravekeeping now. It's huge into Fi in this format. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I actually have 3 of the promo gravekeepings I got in Singapore. So I have 3 of them already, but I do appreciate you letting me know, Dot. Mello, it was indeed great hanging out. The weekend was phenomenal, and I'm so glad I got to hang out with everybody. Wee! Being able to go 5 wide should close the game out this turn. We could technically end on the snatch if we want to, but it doesn't really matter. Think of our promo gravekeepings for this format as well. I need to find looking for a scrap. Is looking for a scrap going to be a big card in this format? Actually, that makes a lot of sense. It's a rare, right? It's a rare. Adding 3 gravekeepings to my cart. That's so funny. We come in for 1. And we're going to come in for 3. Or I'm sorry, 2. There is no Tiger Stripe Shuko in this format. Big shout out to Darkodius for the equipment suggestions. It's been great so far. AVPT of 12.8 that game. 14, 19, 9, and 12. Thank God Dave attacked us early and we were able to like block on that first hand. Otherwise, we probably lose that game, right? The tempo decider knows his sage. Yo, Lip, you are so right. You are so right. More Silver Age. We played 2 games in 23 minutes. Gonna love this format. I am gonna love this format. I guess we want to go first. Do we want AB? I truly don't know if we want AB or not. List is in your Discord DM? Okay, I'll look at it after this audio. We'll pull it up and look at it. Let's bring in Arcane Polarity, right? Maybe? Maybe? Do we just play the 60 here and just say, F it, we ball again? And just race again? Let's just race. I don't know enough about this format, guys. Saw you a couple times at Worlds, but didn't want to bother you because it seemed like you were always in a conversation with someone. Ironside, I promise you. Guys, this goes to everybody. And I mean this genuinely. If you see me at an event, even if like I'm talking to someone, when I'm finished talking to that person, I will like start talking to you. I promise you. I never want to be rude to the person I'm talking to, so I won't just like stop my conversation or anything. But if you see me in an event and you want to say hi, please do. I would love to talk to you guys. Like I promise you, I would love to talk to you. I'd be on Polarity. Let's try this and see what happens. I have no idea if this will be good or not. Yeah, Rose is 110% right. You can just walk up to me and start talking. I'm excited for this one. After some LL chain games, I want to see how this goes. See if it's just better RuneGate Vinny. Fair enough. Discreet said race him. Got comboed by a chain. Deck looks fun. That's good to know. Did the same thing to not interrupt bother you, but was still cool to see you. Yeah, Jacob, please, like, I promise you, you will never, like, offend me. I submitted my deck. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Yeah, like, you will never bother me or offend me by coming up and talking to me at an event. Like, I promise you. Like, I would encourage everybody to come and talk to me. Ooh, makes a rune chant. Ooh, Ebonfold. Okay. Arsenal Salt the Wound? I mean, this hand functions pretty well, right? Like, should we just try not to leak damage and pass? I actually don't hate this. They'll have to set up, and we're taking that away from them, and we're going to Arsenal Salt the Wound. And now we can either block with the Lava Vein Loyalty or throw it. I think this is fine. Why is Reaping Blade Chain evil? I like Reaping Blade. Oh, wait. Arcane Polarity. Shoot. Gosh dang it, Bobby. Huzzah! Please don't throw something bigger at me. Oh. Oh, deal. Deal Areno. I thought this was going to be scary. Oh, yeah. Can you play Pummel in this format? Is Pummel banned? Can you play Pummel in this format? Does anybody know? But he's hard to find if he doesn't have the headband on. That is true. I feel like I can be tricky to find if I'm not wearing the headband. So I am going to... Man, we're not going to be able to use this for anything relevant. Yeah. Maybe I should have thought about that more. I've seen it all, sometimes in the same game. Pummel is very legal. Uh-oh. Does that mean my game crashed? Okay. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Scurv is fun. Your headband and the homies hoodies made it very easy to find people. Yo, I will say, the purple hoodies made it hella easy to spot y'all. Made it hella easy to spot y'all from across the room. It was actually really nice. This Salta wound's gonna be sweet. Hey, what's up, Spencer? How are you, dog? OG Dash and Sage? What are we doing with OG Dash and Sage? Like, what are we just like starting with Convection Amplifier and like dominating things? Like, what do you start with? Like, you can't play Induction Chamber. It's an M. You can't play Teklo Pounder. You can't play Teklo Core. I'm curious to know what items you're playing. Yeah, they were great to find people. You start with Hyperdriver, red. I keep having to refresh this game. I don't know what's going on. Currently, Salt the Wound is going to be for 6, maybe 7. Salt the Wound for 7 looks good to me. Hyperdriver, only item in non-aggro matches. Okay. OG Dash, Convection Amplifier, go first. Run literally 1 million front pumps and all the equipment hate, so they never get any armor value. 6-7. Oh, I did say the thing. I said the thing. Oh man. So are we just playing like like fender bender and like outpace and like all that stuff and just trying to go like over the top. And then we're gonna play like all of the weird like 0 for 3 mechanologist boosts and stuff. Okay. Bye, looking cool. Yo, this hand's gas. They attack us with Reaping Blade again. I will jam this in front as fast as humanly possible. They banished Malefic. Oh, you can play Hit the High Notes in this format. I love Hit the High Notes so much. Aggro Blaze 6/7. Listen, I'm hip. I'm with it. Taka 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 taka. It's like the thing from Austin Powers. Carly constantly does that. Constantly. I mean, you can't play any of like the crazy like RuneGate things, right? Like you just get the like moderately annoying ones. What? Okay, so we go to 6. Oh, yo, they can do this twice. So we're gonna go to 6, and then they're gonna blow up their other Soul Shackle. Wow, that's so cool. You get to do that twice. It's really neat, actually. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Hit the High Notes is awesome. Hey, Rodolfo, what's up, buddy? Aggro Blaze 6/7 is better than Aggro Blaze 96. You did miss Storytime. You did miss Storytime a little bit, but that's okay. You can always go back and rewatch it. We're going to throw Mounting Anger after the Ember Blade here. I want to set this up for next turn because I think we're going to get an opportunity to like... I think we're going to get an opportunity to have another turn here, and having a Mounting Anger in Arsenal could be good. Keeping up with the times. I'm doing my best, Anya. Have you tried Aurora and Sage? I have not. I have not. I have not had a chance to try Aurora yet, although it does just look like 4. Welcome back from Worlds. Looked like a blast. Cardigath, it was a blast. I had a lot of fun at Worlds. I am very, very glad I got to go and hang out with so many cool people. I'm very disappointed that I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but it was a very good time. It was a very good time indeed. They need to block out here. I'd be keeping the second shackle to hope for some RuneGate luck. All right, so now that we activate Phi to get our Phoenix Flame back, we get to banish the Phoenix Flame. Come in for 2. And if we draw an Arcane Polarity, it's not going to do much here, is it? At least, not without us doing some weird blocking. Did you have a blast? I did meet some really cool... I met some awesome Brazilians that they were there. They were telling me... they were telling me about, like, you know, like... I cannot remember her name. Now I feel so bad. I cannot remember her name. But yeah, she actually told me that she knew you, and we were talking for a while. But yeah, like the entire like Brazilian community is just so cool. It was so much fun to just be able to sit and chat with everybody. Okay, so block 3, go to 1. And then it is... Take a card. Take a card. Take a card. Take a card. I guess they only need this to be able to kill us. Am I seeing that correctly? I gotta think about this for a minute. I mean, they can blow up a Soul Shackle, right? And then kill us with the Rune Chant next turn? They don't... I mean, I guess they could throw Reaping Blade at us after this. We're going to see what happens here. Oh, can you play Mauvrion Skies in this format? That's a rare, right? I think we're just going to block this out. Yeah. I don't think we're supposed to keep a card. What does this do? I'm so used to this being Spell Void too. From your hand, it's Shadow, draw a card. It is Shadow. Arcane Polarity could be very, very good here. This would have been great last turn. So we're going to take one Rune Chant. Oh, man, giving the Spellblade Assault going in is so good here. Take 2, go to 2. They're going to go to 3, and we're going to go 4 into 3 here. It's been a very interesting game. A lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Incoming Vexing Malice, dying to Vexing Malice would have been like a real throwback to 2022. All right. Is this a D-React? Did not realize this was a rare. All right, so we're going to leave them with 2 cards here. And then we're going to be trying to draw another one. Hey, what's up, Ethan? I'm playing Vexing Malice. Yo. All right, so we definitely learned we want AB in this matchup. We definitely want AB1 in this matchup. And now we're just dead to whatever they attack with. Sage. Sage. Good game, opponent. That was the longest game we played. It was 5 turns. How crazy is that? All right, so the next time we play Shane, we know that we want to be on Arcane Barrier. Yo, what's up, John? Dude, I'm washed. I'm washed. Dude, Runeblade's busted again. We're playing Reduced to Rune Chant. We're playing Reduced to Rune Chant. Oh, let's take a look at Audya's list, actually, before we play another one. Let's play a game with Audya's list. I want to see what it looks like here. Let's see. What has Audya got cooking in their list that we do not have cooking in our list? Is the real question here. All right. Ooh, Compounding Anger. Interesting. Nip at the heels. That's spicy. 1 Lava Burst, 1 Snatch, 2 Compounding Anger. Interesting. We're also on 33 card main deck. Yo, do you have some matchups over here, Audya? Okay, you do have some matchups. Okay, cool. Cool. Yo, Lalo. That's kind of interesting. Yo, Audya's cooking a little bit here. Audya is cooking a little bit here. All right. Let's take a look at DM Armada's list. I think it's in the main channel here as well. All right. This is DM Armada's Sage file list. I think he made a deck tech about this. I'm pretty sure. Yo. For the Emperor is kind of spicy. Oh, we're on Wrath. We're on some upsticks and run here. Yo, this is sauce, guys. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 chain enders. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of sauce, guys. Get on the springboard somersault. Yo, springboard somersault. That is some sauce. This is interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I want to try this just because it's so different than what I was playing. We're gonna play this one because this is sauce. We're gonna see how it feels. By the way, guys, if y'all are hanging out and you want to play games against me, jump in. Like we're just jamming games and testing tonight. You guys are welcome to jump in and play games anytime you want. I agree. This deck looks very interesting. Oh, it's Michael. Michael, good luck to you, my friend. It seems kind of cool here. It seems like a good wax on. I'm skeptical about playing wax on and playing so many chain enders. We're going to cut red dragon power and play wax on. I have no idea if this is correct or not. You're playing Fi, you should try the combo Fi with Rise Up and Mask of Many Faces. What does Mask of Many Faces do? I'd have to even read what that does. I think we're just going to pass, right? I think we're just going to pass an Arsenal of Brand with Cinderclaw. Yikes. Kadachi. Yeah, we don't have a way to like really get value out of this with the needing to brand as like a starter. Put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Gain 3 resources. Okay. Oh my god, please, we have a family. Jesus, what's happening? I think we're gonna have to take this, right? Three, 6, 8, 9. And we just get to go 3, 4, 4, 1. Yeah, just Ninja Lunging Press is a good way to look at that. I guess with retrieve cards, like you can play some like dagger flicking things. No, stop valuing me. Just play fun racing games with me, opponent. Let's just race each other. My little soda pop. You become a random Cajun agent of chaos. Get back a Phoenix Flame. I'm curious. Do we know who was playing this deck? Like, do we know like who like was doing the deck list when he did this with when Steven did this? Yo, what's up, kittiness? We're gonna break the combat chain. Hmm. They have to destroy this if they want to like keep it, right? So we take 2 and force them to make that decision. And then we save the Hunt a Hunter. They don't have to let it hit now because they had the scar tissue. Wonder what they're going to flip into. No, I'm sure they're in the video. I just didn't know if like we knew who it was. Because I know that like Alex from Ashen Wings was in one of the videos, but I don't remember which one it was. Doing some Sage games. Enigma hurts my brain. Enigma hurts my brain as well. That's why I try to stay away from it. Illusionists are like, yes. Not really. Illusionists are fine. Uh, so this is the first time we really get to play Kodachis. So we're gonna go Kodachi, Brand, Kodachi into Breaking Point. At least right now, that's the plan. We could use the Sash. No, we should save the Sash for another turn, right? In this house, we don't vibe with Illusionists. I felt that, Ian. I felt that. Yeah, Cagent of Chaos. I can't talk. Kodachi. Vincent hurts my brain, so I'm so blind to the lines. Honestly, like it can be tough to like find deck lines, like depending on like what deck you're playing and like what your opponent is like depending on like what the matchup is. It can be tough to find like lines with heroes. I get that. No, we're being juiced by all the defense reactions. Lame. Yo, is this Black Widow? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I think we're just gonna take this. I really wish we had Snapdragon scalers. We keep playing hands, and I'm like, man, I wish we had snaps. Like that's just like repetitively how I keep feeling. All right. We'll get rid of the nip at the heels if they buff this here. Gonna need Michael to send me this list. I'm sure Michael will send you his list. I'm sure Michael will be happy to send you his list. Michael's super cool. Ew, that's a lot of damage, dog. Yeah. Why are we playing this card? What does this do for us? I guess is my question. We're gonna save the snatch for next turn, and we'll probably try to block pretty aggressively here. Without the headband, I don't even know who you are. Yo, I heard that a lot. Even though I'm not a fan of Sage, I do think it's necessary to have a format like this to vary up Nationals, Pro Tour, and Worlds. I think it's necessary to have a format like this to keep other players in the game. Is like truly how I feel about it. Like I think it's important to have a like budget friendly format in the game that is pushed. Because I think like where like MTG and like other what is this? If you played a red card, yeah, like have failed is if like you're not pushing Pauper, you're not making it part of like the premier like thing. I think it's like not great. There's a lot of non-draconic cards in this list that make Kodachis weird. No headband was perfect camouflage. We say that, but no, that's not what I wanted to play. Shit, I am so sorry. I wanted to play this. We say that, but like people were still finding me. Not that that was a problem. Like I wasn't hiding or anything. I was just like big chilling. Why did you float one? So that I could throw Hunt the Hunter. I clicked the wrong card on accident. Dot. Budget friendly was the highest cost booster box they've released yet. Kind of threw me. That did also throw me off. I am curious to know what all they have in this set that's going to make it worth buying from people. Make it worth buying. Because if there's not like chase cards or cards that are good enough for you to buy, you're not going to find stock of it anywhere, or you're going to find too much stock of it because people can't sell it. How I feel about Jarl at the moment? I think Jarl's in a very good spot right now. There's like a part chance that I might just like run Jarl at RTN season. I don't know. 3 cold foils per box, plus Antiquities box, plus Shelter and Balance reprint is a lot of value already shown. That's true, Clark. Compendium could be a big buy the single set, honestly. RTN season is pre-pin. It is pre-pin. I will say I'm gonna buy a case because I always buy a case. I like supporting my LGS and like buying cases from them. Yeah, to kind of go back to your question, who asked me that? Sorry, Jono. I think Jarl's in a perfectly fine place right now. Like I think Jarl's in a pretty good place right now. So I have zero issues confidently saying that I have zero issues confidently saying that I would play Jarl at a competitive event right now. It's very interesting. Oh, you want to mark me? Okay, sure. I did die to another 0 for 3 pump there. It is worth noting that like I was just dead to another pump, but I have no problem going dagger, dagger, snatch when our opponent's at 5 here. Hey, what's up, Damien? We are, in fact, playing some Sage. The Fatigue Jarl is only or room for a mid-range Jarl. You can play mid-range Jarl. Josh Lind went 5 and 3 day 1 of Worlds playing mid-range Jarl. So like it can definitely be done. Their next attack gets -1. So we're gonna let this come in for 1. Okay. I mean, you could play mid-range Jarl. I think that the Fatigue Jarl is probably the best version of the deck to be playing right now. But Aggro Fiasco, Phi Gamer. Yo, listen, we may get John on. We may get John on to play some Sage. I'm curious to know if they give this to me or not. I guess it depends on how good their hand is. They have to block with something, which matters. Go to 2 and give me a card to Arsenal is like, man, being able to like Arsenal this is probably not great, right? All right. We don't have another 3 block, which sucks. if I block 5, we can go dagger, dagger, cut through into lava burst. We have to block like this, though. I mean, there's a lot of red cards in our deck. There's 10 blues. We're going to live on the edge. Come on. One time. One time. No! I mean, statistically, they were going to hit. But we had to take that chance, I think. All right. We need one of these Kodachis to hit. If they have a Lalo here, our turn is buns. Yes. Yes. If they don't have a defense reaction in Arsenal, we're going to take all 4 cards out of their hand, which is great. We didn't have to block it. I just didn't want to give them an Arsenal, Damien. We didn't have to block it. I just didn't want to give them an Arsenal if we could help it. And this gets the last 2 cards. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. All right, deck. We need a playable one. We need a playable one. What? Is there a world we should pitch to Phoenix Flame now? Probably not, right? I mean, thankfully we have Kodachis here, so we're just taking cards now, right? Like, Kodachi Lock is just where we want to be. The only thing that saves them from this is their second copy of Lalo. But with Kodachi Lock, we're in a pretty good spot. So, this hand's not great. I mean, this hand's not great, but, like, when they're in Kodachi Lock, it's fine, right? I guess we'll just throw Hunt the Hunter here. We'll Arsenal Torrent of Tempo. The power of Kodachis is real. Also, like, if there's not another copy of Lalo in Michael's deck, we could just, like, look at fatiguing them. Okay, this hand's great. I think this hand ends the game, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's not right. We have to go Brand. Yeah, we have access to 3 Kodachis as long as we draw hands that allow us to get it back, allow us to get back Phoenix Flame, right? Which is great. All right, so no Lalo here lets us win the game. I mean, we're probably going to win the game regardless, but this is 1. You love to see it. Lalo doesn't work when you're marked. I thought it marked them for you. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. So there was nothing. They got us out of that. They got them out of that. Oh, scar tissue? That would have been bad. So for what it's worth, I was going to pitch the Wax On to Torrent and then Arsenal the Lava Burst. And our next hand was going to be up sticks and run, dagger for 5, pitching cut through, pitch Legacy of Ikaru for dagger into throw for the Emperor. Yeah. Okay, so that list was kind of cool. We managed to go 3-1 playing Fi, which was kind of nice. I don't know. Fi? Like, as Ellie and Ashlyn say, BDIF, best deck is Fi. Best deck is Fi. Okay, so now that we've played some Fi, let's play some Azalea for the last little bit of the stream here. This is the Azalea list that I've come up with. Now, admittedly, I did like copy the start of someone's list here and like kind of changed it a little bit here, but GG's actually closer than I expected. Michael, somebody requested your list if you want to post it in the Discord, dog. Or Into an Assassin, that was pretty good. I mean, I thought that game went pretty well. So here's our main 36 cards here that we have. We're just on like Omega offense here. I have no idea if this is greedy, if this is like a good way to build the deck. The only blues we're on in the main is Bolt and Shot. Like, I don't know if we're supposed to be on like more than this or something like this. Dirty Ranger. If you're up for a gravy game, I want to try this out. I mean, sure. Cut blue Bolt and Shot. Why would we run Bracers of Belief when we have Bullseye Bracers? Bullseye Bracers just allows us to like cycle like the Swift shots and the Bolton shots and stuff like that. Like, I actually think, hang on here. Let me flip this over so that we have. Yeah, was it doing this earlier too? Hang on 1 second. My thing is off from when I record card angles and stuff like that. Okay, that'll look better when I put it together. All right, anyway. Bullseye Bracers is probably one of the best equipment arm pieces that we can be playing in Azalea. We have the ability to reload Bolton shots with Go Again. We can reload Swift shots with Go Again. We have multiple angles of use. Plus, this has natural AB1 built into it. So we kind of just get like that extra like value from it when it situationally comes up. But being able to load in face-up Bolton shots with Go Again or Swift shots with Go Again has a lot of value with Bullseye Bracers. I'll also have to like go back and fix that from a minute ago. Blue Whisper of the Oracle? That's kind of saucy. That's kind of saucy. Hang on, I gotta write down the timestamp here so I don't forget to go back and like pull these out. What are the other cards that really stand out to me? I'm not sure if we should be on Ravenous Rabble or not. Ravenous Rabble seems really cool, but I'm not like, super sure if like this card is good enough or not. Like, it could just be that this is like something else we want to be on. Sleep Dart seems absolutely insane in Sage. Being able to turn off your opponent's hero ability just be super, super impactful, especially if we're able to dominate this like early on in the game. I think that I've heard a few people say tonight that Azalea's on-hit effects are kind of just like whatever, like you can ignore them most of the time. But I think that Sleep Dart is one that could get a lot of real value in Silver Age, especially like if we're able to dominate it and just like force through the damage and not give our opponent a choice to block. I think Sleep Dart could be really good here as well. Let's see. Ravenous Rabble's a bit of a trap. You want to go super tall, not wide. Okay. Fair enough. We want to go super tall, not wide. That's probably why Ian was saying we should be on the Bracers of Belief instead of being on Bullseye Bracers here. And then as we look at the sideboard here, I'm going to be honest, I just threw in some good arrows. Like if Hamstring Shot seems good, if Fatigue Shot seems good, Murkmire Grapnel could be good. Like Frailty Trap and Tar Pit Trap are just things I threw in here. And then I have Sedation Shot as an extra blue. So that's just kind of where we're at. I don't know. We're going to try this for a couple of games and see how it feels. And then after this, we'll probably let our last game be with somebody else's list, just so that we can try some like different things and see what's working for other people. I know Ian just said he sent me a list, so we might try that one. Ooh, Pocket's playing Scurv. Pocket's best of luck to you, my friend. Scurv is probably a Hamstring Shot. Go Again? Or would we rather have another 0 for 4? Or would we rather have like Tar Pit Traps or Felty Traps or something? I run Foresight, Life for a Life, and Pitfall Trap because I like those cards. If you like those cards, then, I mean, do it. Bullseye Bracers should definitely be in for AB matchups when you go second. Bracers of Belief when you go first. Okay. Doesn't Rabble help you see if you can Azalea into a Dominate, though? It does, Phil. It does. That was my original thought on why we should be playing it. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I'm trying to figure out if he's going to go tall or not. Fatigue shot, 110%. And Damien, by the way, I saw you say that you want to play a game. Dude, like, if you want to play, like, jump in, dog. Like, I'm just firing up the queue tonight. I'm just firing up the queue tonight. Okay. I mean, I guess we can, like, reload a card, like, off of this, right? No, this doesn't let us reload a card. Ah, we'll draw an arrow, right? We'll draw an arrow, right? If we don't, we cry. It is a Sun Kiss. It's a blue Sun Kiss. It's going to be an interesting game. Ooh, do we want to Arsenal this? Let's opt one and see what's on top. What does this do? Whenever you activate a Colchis Rum. So it doesn't seem like Sleep Dart's going to be that insane. Azalea's face up, right? Sorry, guys. I'm having to, like, kind of learn Azalea as we're playing. It's been a while. Face up. So we'll leave this on top. We'll activate Azalea. Sure. Why not, I guess. And then it's going to be 11 Dominate. Oh, I should break the gold? Oh, okay. Definitely should have kept that in mind. Good to know, Damien. I appreciate that. Did I miss the Aurora practice place in LL rant? Abby, I talked about the beginning of the stream. Yeah, I talked about my LL experience with Aurora and things like that. And yes, we are playing Sage. I will be playing Aurora and Sage at a certain point, just not tonight. We're just gonna blind flip Azalea, right? Because if it's Dominate, that's cool. How did we lose our gold? Oh, he stole it with the arm piece. Okay, just kidding. Aurora is so broken in Sage. I've heard a few people say that. Can you read the Swift Arrow? Oh, no. I just arsenaled it. Like, if it's face up, it gets go again. It does not have go again here. I just arsenaled it in general. If it's yellow, create a gold token. Do we care about blocking this? Is this about to get pummeled? This has pummel written all over it for some reason. We're just going to say no blocks here. I was like, yeah. Oh, dude, we're on, like, rainbow pummel over there. That's some sauce right there. We don't currently have a yellow over here, do they? I kind of want to discard a pump. So they can't make a gold, right? I don't know. Rainbow Pummel is interesting. I've not played against this deck yet. This is a tough decision here. We discard this, and then we have to pitch a card Yeah, we'll discard a Bolton Shot, I guess. Feels bad that we have 2 yellow arrows in our hand. Just feels bad that, like, that's what we're giving up here. Do we just want to blind flip here? Or should we opt first? We should probably opt a little bit, right? Am I supposed to opt here instead of just looking at the top card of my deck? That's not what I want to do. Shit. Sorry, dude. I meant to click myself. Target yourself. Scout the Periphery shows a Bolton Shot. Okay. So we activate Azalea. There's no reason to have an aim counter, and then this is 10 dominate. And when this hits, we can flip up an infecting shot and throw it if we'd like to. Rabble sucks. Myself and Summer both said this. No, I know. I read earlier that you guys were talking about it. Being sick is awful. Being sick is awful. I agree with that very much. So I hate being sick. You can ask Carly. I'm like a giant baby when I get sick. As Carly calls it, a man cold. It's very accurate when I get sick. Oh, man. We just keep getting to dominate shit over and over again. It's kind of crazy. Did we just break the Garland to just, like, throw this? Feels like we're supposed to. We're watching this from Chicago? Sage is just too fast to play Rabble? No, that does make sense. Yeah, I get that. Do you guys live in Chicago? Do we want to bracers this? Throw it for 5? Wish this was red. Oh, okay. You living in Ireland makes so much sense, Ian. Like, I thought that, but I was like, maybe you moved to the US and I just didn't know that, dog. Like, maybe I just didn't know that. Would have forced another equipment block, but we did take a card out of hand, which is kind of nice. So, gain a resource. You may put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Search your deck for a card called Sunkiss, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Well, I hate that this has go again. What does their weapon do? Oh, it's Talishar. So we're going to block 1, and they're going to search for a Sunkiss. Yeah, them gaining 3 life with the on-hit is pretty sad. I agree. It is a big sag. Sunkiss deck is actually really cool. I love this. How does Pocket still have an action point? Did I miss how the Sunkiss had go again? The Sunkiss has go again? The rum? Yeah, but I thought the rum was used on the Moonwish. How did the Moonwish have go again then? So we're going to opt to, I think. Hey, let's go. Sophistafunk, thank you so much for the Prime sub over on Twitch. I appreciate that, Funk. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. It means a lot. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody here when they're here for the first time. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves. Sunkiss is an action. If you have played a card named Moonwish this turn, draw a card, and this gets go again, oh my god, I've never actually got to do this. It's always just been gain 3 life. It's always just been gain 3 life. Okay, so we're going to bottom this, and we're going to top this. We're going to submit the opt. We're going to bullseye bracers. We're going to Azalea into a different one. We're not going to pay. We're going to go Inertia, call in the big guns, come in for 11, Dominite. We've dominated 3 turns in a row this game, which is crazy. I mean, unless there's a D-React, this is just like lethal. I mean, we literally just dominated 3 turns in a row. Like, that was just all we did was dominate 3 turns in a row, and it felt pretty good. I'll take it. Admittedly, Rabble did feel pretty mediocre right there. The Sunkiss deck's actually really cool, right? You're gonna love what Sunkiss says. Bacchus, GG's, brother. That was a good game. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was not ready for the Sunkiss tech. That was not something I had on my bingo card this evening. That was really interesting. We just always want to go first, right? Fatigue shot, hamstring shot. F it, we ball. Let's go. Sage has been a lot of fun. Agree, John. I've really been enjoying Sage. I'm 5 games in, and it's been a blast so far. Why she's my favorite hero in the game? Gods. Man, I miss Azalea so much. Are we supposed to try and dominate this? I think so, right? Like, we just want to opt and try to dominate a better arrow here. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna... We're literally just gonna come in for 11. There's a lot of blocking equipment here. Are we about to try and get fatigued? Been enjoying Ice Lexi and Sage? I could see Ice Lexi being a lot of fun, actually. All right. Well, we just traded 3 cards for 4, so that's a good start for us. Or no, I guess we traded 4 cards for 4? Oh, no. We traded 3 cards for 4 because of the equipment piece. And then we have double pump here. No! Well, that sucks. Enjoy. Oh, she's just less reliable, Azalea. Yeah, so about leaving those pumps on top, right? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel right now. I think I'm just going to throw 7 and then Arsenal the Rabble. It's going to be the plan. I mean, I agree. Putting 6 Frostbites on someone does sound like fun. I would like to close the combat chain, yes. We're going to set up for next turn a little bit. They're just going to pass. We get to, like, pseudo-opt here a little bit. That's also just a good Arsenal target. So I'm okay with that. The fact that they're still at 20 scares me. Something tells me they're trying to attack me, though. Let's activate Death Dealer, load Searing Shot. We'll opt one to see what we hit. Good arrow, please. Are we supposed to just like grip it and rip it here? We can always use this if we need to. I don't know. I'm very skeptical of this. That was not an ideal turn, but I think we're supposed to blind. I think we're supposed to blind flip. Would like to break the combat chain. We're going to arsenal a buff here. Going to activate Death Dealer, load a hamstring shot. We're going to opt one before we do anything. We are going to submit this. We're going to activate Azalea. Yeah, sure. What the hell? And then we got 3 pumps on this. So this is 14 dominate go again. Seems like a pretty good turn here. That's the plan. You should have blind flipped out of Bolton and kept Searing Shot in hand. Okay. I'm also not opposed to this. Well, game is not going well for us. Yikes. I mean, we just have to flip, don't we? We can't just throw 4. Yes, we will do this. Oh, it's bad. I think they're definitely going to fatigue us here. Excuse me. Like, you have to hit quite a few good turns to be able to not get fatigued by when you're playing Azalea by Guardian. We'll just take 1 here. I mean, I guess technically I can activate Death Dealer with nothing to do. That would have been okay. Blind flip. Yeah, sure. And then we'll arsenal the fatigue shot. Yeah, this game's not going well. This game's not going well, guys. Uh-oh. And they're juicing. They're making a confidence token. We're cooked. We're cooked. I mean, I guess technically I can do this and then fatigue shot them. We should, right? I think this is better than just letting them have this for free. Hmm. We'll just put a pump back on top of our deck. Boulder drop is very interesting against this because if we have something in Arsenal, we can just like know what we're dominating into. I mean, I feel like we need to blind flip here, right? Like we need to push damage. And then we're going to come in for 8. No defense reactions from Arsenal. And we're going to Arsenal release attention. Try to get back on a 5-card hand here. Think that's fine. I think we have to gamble, right? I love that Talishar devs took my recommendation and put a guitar on the confident tokens. It is really cool. So how does the Azalea deck ever beat the like block to death Oldham deck? I mean, I guess if you dominate enough big arrows, you can get there, right? Ooh, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to get lucky on the flip here. In Sage, it's way easier. I mean, there's no reason to look because we're not opting. Like we have to do this to have a turn, basically. No, we'll pass on the counter. And then we'll just come in for 7 dominate on hit infecting shot. Would have loved to have had more cards in hand. I was on some Azalea and Oldham Sage. They announced we will be voting for hero bans. And you know, Azalea, Oldham, and Wizards are gonna get the boot. I mean, I think that Azalea is probably gonna get it pretty quickly, just based off of the things I've heard the community say so far. Everybody hates Oldham. Like Oldham is like one of the most hated heroes in the game. So oh, so we're gonna like double discard here. They're about to use. Oh no, they're gonna have to pitch another card to pummel me here. We have to not die to the pummel though. Oh no, this was just their hand. Put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck. I mean, we're gonna hope we hit a 0 cost here. Well, I mean, I guess this is just technically one less than what we were gonna throw, but dominate matters here. Please downshift rock to rare. Spencer's trying to live on a dream over here. Oh no, we might be cooked. We might be cooked. We're gonna block 9, load the Bolton shot. Go to 4. And then we're gonna hope that like they're forced to throw hammer or something at us. We have the quicken token, so like we could make something happen here. I just want a way to spend copper and Kasai. Oh, and Sage, that makes sense, Paul. I get that. Oh, I needed it to be not red. No, we saw blue earlier. Oh, I needed it to be not red. Sag. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to block another card there. I don't know. Like, the plan was to go 4 go again into activate Death Dealer, and then I would have came in for 11, but only had the Searing Shot left in my deck. Yeah, we were probably going to get fatigued there regardless. Gonna need something better, I feel like. We're gonna need more sauce. Let's take a look at Ian's deck. We played a couple of games with my list. Let's take a look at Ian's deck here. All right. This is Ian's deck that he sent me here. Let's talk about some of the cards and like some of the potential differences that like Ian's playing. I'm curious to know like how this feels. Okay, so we're on Bolden Shots. We're not on yellows. We're on Call. Ooh, Drill Shot. I like Drill Shot. I also like Falcon Wing. Sad that we're not on those.
Go. You love to
Yo,
see it.
Steven Hawker, thank you so much for the sub over on YouTube. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. And they are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Make sure you throw those in the chat. I'd love to get to know more about you guys. What is this? If Ridge Rider's Shot is put into your arsenal face up, opt 1. So it's basically like a free opt. Interesting. There's a lot less 1 costs here. And then bracers for AB and then 2 Spell Void pieces. I like the way that this is put together. I like the way that this is put together quite a bit. The one that stands out to me is Nimbalism. Like, obviously, Nimbalism is very good in a lot of Sage decks, but Azalea now using Nimbalism as a way to just, like, have an extra pump is really interesting, because it's not something that we saw a lot of in CC, at least when I was playing against Azaleas. There were other things they were looking to do, but I guess since we're missing a lot of Majestics and, like, other, like, random L's and things like that from the Sage format, like, as opposed to Classic Constructed, Nimbalism is just an extra way to have, like, just, like, another, like, Lace, or just like another like call on the big guns, like just it has less text but still gives us that pump value that we're looking for. So I don't know, I kind of like the idea of Nimbalism here. This looks a lot more like what I was playing in Commoner, plus you get the laces. I really like the idea of having the laces. It seems really cool. I kind of just like threw like my own Azalea list together, and if you guys couldn't tell, I'm not an Azalea player. So that's why the list was so interesting. I'm sure we could talk Ian into posting this in the Discord, though. I'm sure we could talk Ian into posting this in the Discord so that people could try it out and play it if they wanted to. Oh, my soda's empty. I guess I'll have to drink water. Lame. Lame. Whenever you play an attack action card with 6 or more base power, roll a 6-sided die. 1 through 4 have the attack's base rounded down. 5 or 6 double the attack's base. Okay? So bracers when we're going second, I believe, is what was said. We want bullseye bracers going second, I believe, is what Ian said. I think we want to... Fatigue Shot seems good here. Cut Red Infecting Shot. Sleep Dart seems pretty good as well, I guess. Nah, we're just going to play Fatigue Shot and see what happens. We're just going to run it. It is a very interesting hero. I agree. Is this the resource thing? Okay. It's a very, very interesting start to this game. I don't see how Berserker Runt can't exist in a competitive format, even if he's usually bad. Wait, you don't see how he can or cannot exist, Matt? Full send? I mean, we were going to keep that, and now we're going to full send. So, I think we want to lean on drill shot. Do we just want to use bracers of belief here? Or I'm sorry, bullseye bracers to just get like maximum value? We should use Death Dealer, right? And just arsenal whatever we draw. Well, we're going to opt one. We're going to opt two. So let's go first and then last. Actually, I lied. We're going to do it this way. We're going to Azalea. And then we're going to come in for 10. On hit, 2 Pox tokens. And then we're going to Arsenal release the tension, I think. When Runt rolls hot, he's a beast. I can see that. I mean, I feel like you can just die out of nowhere. Like playing against this deck. I think we wanted to see more pumps here. We're here to pump you up. Okay. Sure. Kind of like the idea of being able to opt off of that. Oh, shit. What? Okay. That's scary. Yeah, they're on dice roll KO, dog. This is spicy. We're playing some sauce right now. Oh my god! Take 8, go to 1? What just happened? What just happened? Our opponent just like put us from 20 to 1 and we blocked with 3 cards. What? Okay. That was terrifying. All right, at least they go to 6 here. I have a lot of equipment left. That scares me. All right, so we're going to release bracers, opt 1. I mean, 7 dominates just better than just throwing 8, right? Oh, if the first pulping high rolled, we'd be dead. Gambler's Gloves was always for cowards? Oh, man. This was, that was an interesting turn. So... Oh, praise God. Well, the good news is that this is for 10. We're going to look at the top card of our deck. Target yourself. Yo! This is insane! Dry powder shot off the top is just like num 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 num. Num 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 num, 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 num. We're going crazy. Ah, you love to see it. You love to see it. Good game, opponent. Oh my god. Yo, Ian's cooking with this deck. Ian is cooking with this list suite that he's put together here. This is some sauce. Let's play one more. Let's play one more. The games are going pretty fast. We still got like 19 minutes left. Ooh, Flying Bread. God, are we playing Fatigue Kasai shit? I'm sure. Let me go first. Flying Bread is always playing Fatigue stuff. Is my mouse working? Is Talishar log in? Did Talishar crash? Yo, did we just get a random Talishar crash? Like in the middle of the... Nobody's saying anything. Hang on. Maybe I just like have to like log back in or something? Yo, Jeremy, I did see the Cloudflare thing. Carly was texting me about it, but also Fabrari was like not loading because of the Cloudflare thing. So like I did see that. Yeah, I clicked the login button and it just says like sitting there. I don't think it's gonna let me play again. Yo, for sure, Ian. The deck is cool, dude. I'm all about like playing fun decks. I did almost get got because of the 2 dice rolls. You are correct, Josh. Yeah, I don't think Talishar is coming back up. Okay. Well, it's a few minutes early, but I think we're gonna call it a stream. Guys, by the way, appreciate y'all hanging out. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. I'm going to post both the lists that I played tonight in the stream. For the people who sent me their list, if you would like to share your list in the Discord, please have at it. I'd love to have you share your list. I think we're going to be running a Sage Talishar tournament sometime, probably before the year's up. I got to figure out when we can do that because I have a local event on December the 6th. Let's talk about that before we end the stream. So on December the 6th, at one of our local game stores, they're called Old Black Mountain Games. They are having just like a CC tournament. That is like it's not a pro quest, it's not a skirmish, it's not anything crazy. But they made a WWE like wrestling style belt. I've got pictures of it on my phone. I'm gonna get it uploaded to my computer, and I'm gonna share it with you guys sometime. But they're doing like boxes and like random things and packs to players, and it's like $25 to play, I think. It's on December the 6th. I'm going to like make a command for it. So if you guys are interested in that, that is in like East Tennessee. So if you're in the, like the North Carolina, like Knoxville, Nashville, Kentucky, Virginia area, it's only a couple hours. It's going to be a pretty good tournament. I'm thinking about streaming it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to or not. I've never ventured into the streaming at a store based on their Wi-Fi kind of thing. So I'm going to see if that's something that we can make happen. But I'm going to be honest, guys, I make no promises up front. So yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to throw the deck lists in the Discord for you guys. Yeah. We will not be streaming Arc Raiders tonight. I've got like some recording things I got to take care of after the stream, so I'm going to be doing that. And then probably on Thursday, we're probably going to play Sage for a couple of hours, like 2 or 3 hours, and then we're going to go into streaming Arc Raiders with Carly afterwards. Arc Raiders is probably going to be the thing I'm streaming afterwards, so I'll probably be like playing cards for 2 or 3 hours and then streaming Arc Raiders. And if I do end up streaming on the weekends, it's probably going to be like a couple 2 to 3 hours of cards, like Sage, like lists, and then it's going to be into Arc Raiders playing games with Carly. So anyway, that's what you guys can expect over the next like 4 to 5 weeks. And the one big thing that I want to talk about that I am going to be doing is I'm going to be writing a Victor guide. So I did my like primers for worlds and things like that. I'm going to be updating both my Aurora and my Cinder primers. So if you already bought those, you can expect updates coming in the next few weeks where I'm going to talk about post worlds, moving into RTN season and how I feel. And then I'm also going to be writing an extensive Victor guide. And when I say extensive, both the guides that I wrote for Cinder and Aurora were about 8 to 10 pages long. I'm probably looking at about 20 to 30 pages worth of Victor stuff. Victor is a passion hero for me. It is a hero that I love. I love to, I love to play the hero. I love to talk about the hero. So I think I'm going to write one that is like very deep on like the theory, the cards, what we're playing and why. And so I'm really going to like run deep on like a Victor guide and like getting that out there. I'm hoping to get that out by the beginning of the year, so that people who are playing an RTN season can read it and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on and where I'm at as far as like content for you guys. Rhinar Armory deck upgrades video coming out tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. But will it be 227 pages? Not a chance in hell, dog. No chance, dog. No chance. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all being here. Chilling tonight. No stream tomorrow. Got a video coming out. Rhinar Armory deck upgrades for $100. Make sure you check that out. Stream on Thursday. We'll be back then. And until then, take it easy, guys.